Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Wave. Another update. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do these daily, maybe every other day. For some reason, I just love this protocol. The animal dot farm. It is a yield farming, but so much more. In case anybody's new to the channel, it does have dynamic emission rate, which is huge because, as we know, most of these yield farmings just have a constant inflationary rate at a stagnant or stable emission rate. What does that do? No matter what's happening, buying or selling, that number of being released to the farmers is constant, which creates a lot of sell pressure because people are just farming, taking that local token. That token doesn't really have a good utility or purpose, then they just dump it on the market. And so most yield farms, as many of you who have been in yield farming may already know, usually come and go pretty dang easily. Now, this one in particular does have restricted, or I'm sorry, not restricted, but has a dynamic emissions pool. So maximal peg restricted deflationary. And really what this does is it fluctuates how many pigs and dogs are going to be given to those that are farming based on the total volume as well as the buy and sell pressure within the DEX itself. In essence, it's trying to control supply and demand. So if there's a ton of selling and so the sell pressure is very, very high, it'll actually restrict, as it's doing now, the amount of pigs and dogs that are put out to farmers. What does that do? Well, it decreases the amount being released into the supply, thus hopefully causing demand. It can go down even further to the deflationary station. But this is, 2 weeks old, if that? I don't even know. I'd have to look. But it's very brand new. A lot of people are treating this farm just like anything else. They're treating it as a way to yield farm, gather as much dogs as they can, sell it on the market for whatever profit. And then I would imagine they will probably try and pull their farming stuff out, which is totally fine. If you're in the Telegram, if you listen to the AMAs, if you listen to the developer, he's got a lot of things planned for this, including a new game that's coming out. We'll touch base on that in a little bit later. Anyway, with where are we at right now? So we are in a restricted emission rate. Now, I actually created a spreadsheet somewhere around here. Here it is. And what I'm trying to do with this, and I'll tweak the equations as we go, but it's fairly accurate. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but a lot of things are variable each day, such as the daily pig trade volume. This obviously fluctuates minute by minute. And so when I take a snapshot, these other values corresponding may fluctuate a bit from when that snapshot was taken. So what is this spreadsheet actually telling anybody new to the channel? Well, I wanted to know how much BUSD am I getting per pig in the pig pen. So this is the pig pen over here. And the pig pen, what it is in short, is the more pigs you own, the more you put in here, the more you are an owner of this platform. Not all of them, but the majority of the fees are going to the pig pen holders, as well as this governance once it gets kind of up and running fully. I keep trying to join, but for some reason it doesn't work yet, but obviously it's still in process. And so the more pigs you put in here, the more BUSD you earn. That BUSD is earned on various faucets, such as from the treasury, from how many pigs are staked versus how many are circulating, as well as the amount of volume that's occurring each day. And we're going to start pulling those numbers and kind of see where we're at now. Obviously, it's also predicated on the price of pigs. So first and foremost, let's jump over here to DEX tools. Let's refresh this. I'll show you how I do this each day, just because I want the most accurate information as to this moment. So as soon as this decides to refresh, we're at 290.86. So 290.86. It would be great if I could come up with a way to do this without having to manually do it. But, I'm not that good of a programmer. We'll do dogs in a minute, but we want the daily volume. So daily volume is 14. Let's see if we can't just copy this, actually. Let's copy that. Daily volume, it's going to be white, so we're going to have to come over here and change it to black. Perfect. What's in the pig treasury? Let's come over here. So if we go to the home screen, it's going to tell us what's in the pig treasury, or the pig vault, we'll say. And what does this value mean? This value, in essence, is 3% of this value goes to each pig staker each day. So every day this will release 3% to anybody staking their pigs. On top of that, which I forgot to mention, is there is a fee in the daily pig trading volume. There is a fee I believe it's 3%. And of that 3%, 30% of that 30% of that 3% automatically goes to the pig holders. And that's where these equations start coming in. But let's do this. Oh, that didn't work. It's going to mess it up. Let's back that up really quick. I'm just going to have to put it in here manually. 3988,663. 3988,663. So it is down. I have this coming. So yesterday was just over 4 million. Now we're just under 4 million. That's totally fine because, again, things are going to fluctuate. Obviously, the trading volume is down. Yesterday, 3 million worth of trading volume, now only 1 million. That is going to affect this number here, which is the approximation of what you're going to get per pig in the pig pen. But that's fine. Again, I've only been doing this for 3 days. It's only been active for maybe a week or two. So it is a brand new platform. I have high hopes for it. I know the developer has a lot of things in store. So these numbers, obviously, if you're new, you're probably a little bit worried because things look like they're going down. But, honestly, I could care less. I'm in this for the long haul. So let's get the final number. So the other thing we're going to need to know what this value is how many people are actually staking versus how much is actually circulating. So over there, we come over to the Binance scan. Let's refresh this. As soon as it decides to go, I apologize for my slow computer here. Well, while we're refreshing that, we're going to refresh this also. Come on. There we go. All right, 358. As soon as it catches up here. Binance or BSC scan's kind of slow here. Let's see if we can just remember. 358,088. 358,088. So that is actually up. So there's more pigs circulating. We also want to know how many pigs are actually being held. 305,640. So more. So 305,640. So 85%. So that's up from 83% yesterday. 85% of people who own pigs are staking it, which is obviously important. It's kind of important, kind of not. The more circulating, the more staked, increases the amount of pigs out of circulation, which is a good thing for the supply and for the price. However, it diminishes if you're in the pig pen. The more people who stake, it's actually going to diminish your percentage of what's coming to you because you have a smaller piece. So you'll notice in reality, what we want to see is as the total supply of pigs goes up, you want to see this locked up pig. Well, it depends on what you're going for, actually. Let's correct myself. If you see the amount of pigs circulating and less pigs locked up and this number goes down and you haven't unstaked, your percentage of the pie is bigger. So that's actually good news. In this particular case, the total supply went up, the amount of pigs locked up went up, which leads me to believe a lot of people are just claiming and staking, which is a good thing because it's keeping that supply off the market. And so it did indeed decrease 85%. The other thing I'm worried about is, are we growing as a platform as a whole? The second day I did this, we did lose some pig holders. It went up yesterday by about 110. Currently, pig holders, 6019. So it is up 45. So we have more people holding pigs now, which is also really good. So at the moment, approximately 39 cents per pig in the pig pen. Not too bad. A lot of it's predicated on the daily volume. This number did go down. So a lot of people, there's a lot more. If the trade is down, so there's less fees feeding into the Volt, then the Volt will go down as that 3% is paid out. So some of this is predicated on the trading volume. So although people on DEX tools freak about price changing and ups and downs and all that kind of stuff, although it's good for price to hit the stagnant, you sometimes want these kind of ebbs and flows as long as it's kind of uptrending, simply because the more daily volume we have here, the higher value you're going to have here per pig. So that's that. With it being said, how much are we actually doing? Well, I moved a lot of stuff into here. In fact, actually, let's while we're at it, let's refresh this dogs tokens. We'll just do those at the same time. So the dog tokens, if you aren't aware, this is the actual token that service unavailable. BSC scans acting up. Dog token is where the majority or almost all of the farms are farming. What's the benefit of the dog token? One, it's the local token or the local site token that you use that you can generate your yield farm with. Those dogs can be sold immediately on the market and earn some, exchange it for whatever the case you want. The other thing you can do is actually put it into a pool. So there's actually a dog pool. And what that dog pool does is it's one of the few that will actually generate pigs. So then you can move those pigs over to the pig pen in order to increase your allocation there. There's also a dog farm, so you can actually pair up your dogs with BUSD. And again, that one in particular will give you pigs. So there is an incentive to holding dogs. The more dogs you hold, the more you will, the more pigs you can generate if you aren't selling it. At the moment, a lot of people are kind of treating this as they would anything else. They're treating it as if it is a inflationary, I guess you can, for lack of a better word, unstable token. So they're sending a lot of it to sell, unfortunately. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not really worried about it because, again, if you're in things for the long haul, and you're 2 weeks into this project and you've listened to the AMA, you know there's a lot more coming down here. So let's get this one, 207,906. 207,906. All right, so if we look at the dog token, we forgot to put the value in here. What is its current value? 71, so actually went up $1. So what does this tell me? So, actually, I forgot how many more holders. Let's go back over here. 3777. I'm sorry, 7377. Jeez Louise. So the amount of dog holders has gone up by 156. So what does this mean? When I look at this is what I interpret it as. You got more people coming in and farming, getting more dogs. Less of them are staking it. So the percent went down, which means they're probably selling it on the market, which is why this value is about the same and could potentially go down. And this value went up slightly. So the few that are starting to claim maybe aren't realizing what's going on with this pigs yet and haven't staked it. So you have some new ones coming in, grabbing this, plugging it over here into the pigs and trying to earn those dividends there. But this is actually the second day in a row that the amount of pig holders has gone up, and the amount of dog holders is going up higher than what the pig holders is going up, which means more people are coming to the farm, in my opinion. But they're not quite understanding the dynamics of utilizing for these pigs, perhaps. So hopefully that's helpful. What do I typically do? Well, I'll tell you right now. I am in the drip garden. So every day I come in here and we gonna claim our seeds. I've just been compounding the bejesus out of this. I typically will compound for about 4 or 5 days. After I compound on that 5th and 6th day, I usually harvest it. When I harvest it, I get BUSD drip. And I go over to the farm here and I plug it into this farm here. So I haven't plugged in anything recently, so I'm just riding what's in here at the moment. So it's about a 3-to-1 ratio of staking and harvesting in order to build my drip BUSD pool here. So let's claim this. This is one of the other few ones that collects pigs. So we're going to collect those pigs. Then I moved, I'll be honest with you, with these numbers, 231%, 159%. Down here you got 322%. I moved all of my stuff from PancakeSwap over here. I mean, it's just the smarter play. It's a higher yield. You're generating more stuff, and you're partial owner of the project. So let's go through here and start harvesting our dogs here. As soon as it decides to go. So let's harvest that. Let's harvest this guy. And this is what I do each day. And it's funny because obviously you do want to take some profit every once in a while. I mean, be smart about it. But if you're in any, whether it's this one or another one, you want to play your money what best suits you. Nobody should tell you what you do and not do with your money. I personally am, like I said, I'm about a 3-to-1 ratio of claiming, staking versus withdrawing and selling, because I am trying to build back up that BUSD value and pull value off. In essence, minimizing your risk. Now, I will tell you this, each of these, and my dogs, I forgot, actually hold off on that real quick. The reason I hold off on this particular one is because when I stake my dogs in here, it'll automatically claim my pigs, and so it's going to save me on some gas fees. So I got my dogs here, max it out, confirm. I'm going to stake these dogs in order to earn more pigs. And when I do this, it will, one transaction, and it'll actually claim my pigs for me also. Just a little tidbit. Think about that as you're going through. Those transaction fees add up. But what I was going to say is each of these, so for instance, when I put my cake in here, it's a 6% fee, which means it takes 6% of what you deposit. Over here was 1%, 4%, 4%, 4%. So if you are going to these things, think about that. So if you're putting in, we'll say $100, it's going to take $4 of that. How long does it take you to get that $4 back? Well, it depends. I personally, when I first went into this, the first probably 3-4 days, I was just pulling out the dogs and selling it, which I'm sure many people do, really because I wanted that BUSD value back in my pocket of the percentages that were taken from me. And I hit that mark. I actually had that back after, I want to say 5 days or give or take. The percentages were a little bit higher at that time, but I was able to get back all of these fees, so I know I'm even from that standpoint. I'm allowed to take these out anytime I want. So from that standpoint, I'm good just letting these ride at the moment because it's not going to affect me any. These are tokens that I typically hold on PancakeSwap. I just moved them over here to farm. But all of the fees that I have accumulated or that were taken from me, I've already gained back in BUSD. What did I do with that BUSD? Well, I ended up buying pigs. And the reason I bought pigs and the reason I haven't deposited them into the pig farm is because if you're part of the Telegram, the developer is actually working on a new game, sort of like Drip Garden, except it's going to have a couple other features. And I haven't been able to confirm 100%, but I'm fairly certain it's going to involve pig BUSD LP tokens, meaning you're going to pair BUSD and pig into an LP token. You're likely going to be able to stake it into a contract similar to Drip Garden, except there's going to be bonuses associated to that. So if you stake it for 6 months versus a month versus a year, I don't know what the numbers are, you'll get extra bonuses for that. So what have I been doing since then is I'm comfortable with the amount of pig I have in here at the moment. I'd like to build it more, but I would like to jump into this new game also. So what I've been doing is as I've been harvesting my pigs and my BUSD, I've been pairing it together for LP. So I actually have pig BUSD LP sitting on the sidelines waiting for this game. White paper is supposed to be out sometime next week, hopefully Monday, Tuesday, so we can dig into that on another video, and we'll go from there. All right, this went a little longer than I anticipated. Hopefully it makes sense. That's just another quick update as to where we are at. Again, we're only a couple weeks in. I am a long-term believer and holder in this, and we go from there. So, all right, guys. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Anything that maybe didn't make sense, drop a comment. Any questions you have, let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a great Super Bowl Sunday.